What is going on, guys? This is Tutorial Gaming with my review of Bleach chapter 561, and I'm not gonna lie here, this chapter, it was kind of a disappointment, but this chapter definitely has some highlights. So it starts off with Kensei getting back up, which I'm so glad to see because I definitely did not want him to get one shot. So he actually got up and going to go on the offensive, to attack the superstar once again. But I'm guessing that, he sensed them and he countered Kensei with a Star Eagle kick, and next he used a headbutt as well. But we see Kensei fist and the black part of his Bankai, we see that it like changes and it extends around his entire fist now and even some of his arm. So I'm guessing that, that right there was a power up and it'll be able to like counter the superstar own power up. But then we have James cheering for him once again. So I'm guessing that, well, I'm not guessing because the superstar was able to endure his fist this time. But not only that, he had broke Kensei's arm, and when he came down, he finally took him out. And I was definitely surprised to see, Kensei get so beat up like that. But then we have Rose, who back on his feet as well, and he takes out James in an extremely brutal way. So at first he like impales him with his Shikai, and then he cuts him in half. But not only that, we finally see his Bankai, which is definitely the creepiest Bankai in all Bleach. No questions asked. This Bankai is definitely a lot creepier than Mayuri's. And so his Bankai is called King Shara Butodan. Hopefully I'm saying that right, but he was able to summon these dancers of death. And basically now he gonna play him a symphony that will cost him his life. And his first act is called Sea Drift, and now all these dancers were like moving around him, and they kind of became like water, which would like slowly drowning him because we can see that his body was covered in it, except for his head and some of his and like only a little bit of his upper body. And so now he used his second act, which was called Prometheus, and these dancers' hands became on fire, and now they had set the superstar on fire. So that right there was pretty cool, and even this guy couldn't believe that his Zanpakuto could use both water and fire, and he was saying that it was impossible. Now here is where the chapter starts to go downhill, because we have Rose making the classic mistake in Bleach where he is explaining his power, because he was saying that it was an illusion and that he can control sound, because he is basically like using these rhythms to enter his ears and like mess with his mind. And that right there was the biggest mistake that he can make. And just when he was going to use his final act to take his life, the superstar actually destroyed his own eardrums. And to me, I'm thinking, this is why you never explain your powers. I understand it's for the reader, I'm not against that, but they can explain the powers after the fight is over. Like, why would you explain your powers to your enemy? That is just so stupid. And so the superstar, he can apparently shoot like a freaking star laser, which was just so random. But we just see that it took out this large portion of Rose's torso, and even though he didn't die from that, you could tell that he was like barely alive. But just when the superstar were gonna finish him off with another laser, Renji appeared, and even though that was good because I said previously, if Kensei and Rose were like was really taken out, then Renji would like definitely have a rematch with this guy. But the only problem is that Rose could have possibly finished that battle off, and Renji could have fought somebody else. That is why I find this kind of stupid, because to me that right there shouldn't have happened. Like, Rose could have took this guy out because he was clearly going to win this battle if he did not explain his powers. But then we have him like making the same mistake, And also, I'm wondering, like, how come these guys aren't using their hollow masks? Because everybody knows their visors, and everybody knows that it was Aizen's fault that they became this way. It's not like that they did holification to themselves. So how come they aren't using their hollow masks anymore? Like, to me, it makes no sense. But now that now that I'm mentioning the visors, and Komamura, who's now with Fox, and there's like no way. Well, I'm pretty sure there's no way that he could be a Shinigami again. This right here would be a good way for the other visors to appear, and and Love could come back and become a captain again, because he was the former captain of the 7th Division. So this right here could be a great way for him to come back. But yeah, but now we have Renji, and he's gonna take on this guy. And for some reason, this guy asked him who he was, and even though he can no longer hear, like that right there, which is kind of stupid, unless he could read lips. But Renji even calls himself a villain. So now even though I'm looking forward to seeing the battle, because I want to see what kind of new power ups Renji has. I really think that he could have fought somebody a lot better. But I would love to hear what you guys think about this chapter. Were you all kind of like disappointed like I was? Because I definitely was. Like, this chapter could have been so much better. Kubo, I don't know what you were thinking, but you just like kind of killed off 2 good characters. But as always, guys, please do not forget to like the video and subscribe, because that really helps me out. But as always, you guys take it easy, and I'll see you all next time.